Alright guys, what is up? I am back with another daily tea update. Honestly, y'all, there's so much stuff happened this week. Like I couldn't do this on like a Tuesday or Thursday because everything one after the other was happening. I just figured I'd get this done on a Friday and just run through everything that's happened this week. So the VMAs were Monday, as if it made any better. The ratings were, not as great. But I can honestly say they really are struggling because they had these on like 8 different channels. They had this not only on like MTV and MTV2, they had this on BET, the country music channel, I think even like the Latin channel as well. And I'm just like, wow, I'm surprised they didn't put it on Disney Channel too. Because I know Viacom owns MTV, but they are really pushing in the ratings if they have to have it on 8 different channels. Like, that's insane. So I'm not going to go through every little thing. I'm just going to go through, like, the main highlights. Basically, Nicki and Cardi have initiated the Stan War. Nicki threw her shots, like, all week at Cardi while she's recovering from having her baby. Let me take my glasses off because there's, like, a little glare. Okay. So Nicki threw her shots. Cardi clapped back live on air when accepting her award for Best New Artist. Basically, the shots have been fired. The Stans War is happening. Just all of that. It's just like, oh no. We were doing so good, and now you guys officially started the war. And Cardi, she's supposed to come out with music in September, so. And she just had the Ring video come out, but Atlantic released it without, giving her the final approval and go through, like, editing. So, yeah, I reacted to that earlier. And I'm going to upload it after this. And honestly, Cardi, I don't know what Atlantic's doing. I don't know what kind of deal they got you in. But you have enough power to where you need to be calling your shots. This is your projects. You need to have a say in them, okay? And that's why, if I ever want to do music, I want to go as an independent. Like, I cannot be doing, like, all the mess with labels. We've all heard about labels in the past. I live in Atlanta. You find out so much about the music industry. Like, Cardi, you should learn something from your husband. Like, Migos just got through their doggone battle with their past label. So, yeah. Alright. Another big highlight is the Fifth Harmony shade. Let me talk about the Fifth Harmony shade, okay? So, Tiffany Haddish and Kevin Hart were up on stage and supposed to introduce an award. And Tiffany Haddish, gives a shout out to Camila Cabello and basically threw shade at Fifth Harmony, saying, to everybody watching at home, hi Fifth Harmony. Now, I was expecting some Fifth Harmony shade because, one, they all work in the same industry together. 2, Camila's been killing it since she left. And 3, her herself got 5 nominations, including Song, Artist, and Video of the Year. 2 of them she won. Meanwhile, their self-titled third album got nothing. Like, they got nothing. It came out last year, the same week. It got nothing. It came out literally the day after the VMAs because it was on a Thursday. I'm just like, not surprised. Like, the way I was watching on my TV, I wasn't really paying attention because I was literally, my roommate just came in. When they started laughing, I was like, oh, nah. And Kevin, I'm just like, hearing Kevin say, oh, nah. And Camila's shaking her head like, I was like, oh, they did a Fifth Harmony joke. And then the subtitles came up. It's like, to everybody watching at home, hi, Fifth Harmony. I'm like, oh, shit. So, yeah, I wasn't surprised. And then Nicki Minaj decides to add more to the fire, basically saying, don't come for Fifth Harmony because Armani is that bitch. And she is that bitch. And it just shows, like, it happened almost 2 years ago, but people are still talking about it. They're still keeping, like, the beef going. Like, a lot of people, like, mainly fans and stans keep it going. And Camila said herself that she's moved on. Now, let me get to the responses. Normani also, like, obviously she's famous for Nicki Minaj for speaking up for her, the lifting her up. I'm like, Normani, you ain't pressed about this. You knew the Fifth Harmony jokes were happening. You knew there was going to be Fifth Harmony jokes when y'all broke up the first time. And when y'all disbanded the second time. You should have known this, because they're going to be playing this at every award show. Because you and Camila are the 2 most popular right now. And then Lauren sent out a tweet saying, if only women will lift up each other instead of tear each other down. I can't remember the tweet, but I'm like, Lauren, I know you are a good singer, but what we ain't gonna do is have you audition and play the victim, because last year y'all threw shade at Camila with the 5th member flying off stage. So don't be acting like they should be love, female empowerment, love, when y'all told the same ish last year. Like, honestly, I get it. Don't tear women down, but honestly, don't be that messenger when you did the same thing. And especially with y'all, with the bit of divorce that it was, y'all look like the messy ex and all that. Alright, next up we have Nick Jonas finally confirming this engagement. This happening, y'all. I'm out of my feelings now. I'm happy for them. I'm happy for Priyanka Chopra. She's one of my favorites. Honestly, these allergies are killing me, guys. Like, honestly, I've seen everybody on Twitter making jokes about basically, like, because, like, when you have someone dating in your culture, like, I understand it, because if I get married to, like, an American, they're gonna have to deal with my crazy Congolese family, and I love them to death. But, like, honestly, the amount of jokes me and my friends make, because I have, like, a lot of friends who are Nigerian, or who are from Ghana, a couple from Congo, and, like, a few from Kenya. Like, Atlanta has, like, a huge, like, African population. So we always make jokes about, like, how basically, like, the culture basically is really gonna have to be an adjustment for whoever we're marrying. So yeah, I like seeing him, like, accepting her culture. That's really awesome. Alright, on to the next thing. Post Malone almost, died in a plane accident. His plane's tires blew and they had to do an emergency landing. A lot of people were wishing death on him, and I'm just like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, this dude almost died the day after he won Song of the Year. He has been working for so long, and for y'all to wish death on somebody you don't even know, like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with your heart, man? Like, for real. My goodness, y'all. I'm sorry. I had, like, a spicy chicken biscuit this morning. I'm trying to cool off my mouth and everything. Like, seriously, I wrote, like, a good part of this, like, on Tuesday, and then everything else that happened, I wrote it yesterday. So let's go on to Aretha Franklin. She passed away last week, and, honestly, I reacted, in shock, because, even though I'm, like, in my 20s, I knew who Aretha Franklin was. She was one of the, pioneers that we knew growing up. And it's gonna sound so horrible. Like, when we found out she was sick, we automatically knew, like, it was about coming up, her time to go was coming up. And this was, like, on a Tuesday. Me and my friend, actually, we were talking about it, and, one thing that came up is, like, who was gonna be at the funeral, who's performing at the funeral. And we saw, when they posted the list yesterday of who's gonna be performing, like, it was so long. It was from Fantasia to Jennifer Hudson to Marvin Sapp to, we're trying to remember those sisters. Hang on, let me look up the list again, because they posted it on Just Jared, and the list was so long. Like, honestly, this list was so long. They have so many people. Like, honestly, I'm still happy that they're doing this for Aretha Franklin, because she was a legend. She paved the way for so many people with their careers, and it's just amazing to see this woman being honored a lot, like, honored by so many people. And it's just so, it is sad that she's gone, but she has such a legacy. They're gonna give an actual tribute at the American Music Awards, and the BET Awards, and the Grammys. Not like MTV, because MTV, I don't know what they were doing with that tribute. Also, can we not have Madonna do tributes anymore? Because this is the first time she effed up a tribute. Alright, here's the actual list. So we have Stevie Wonder, Faith Hill, Fantasia, Jennifer Hudson, Yolanda Adams, the Clark sisters. That's how he was trying to say. Jennifer Holliday, Tasha Combs, Marvin Sapp, the Williams brothers, Alice McAllister Tillman, Edward Franklin. I thought I was going to see Kirk Franklin on there. One of Isley, Shaka Khan. We got Shaka Khan, Shirley Caesar, honestly, the Aretha Franklin Orchestra and Celebration Choir. They also are doing a public and a private funeral. I don't know if all these people are going to perform at just the public or just the private. I know Whitney's funeral, it was a live telecast. The public one, she had a public and a private funeral for the family. So I will not be surprised if it's televised. And honestly, she's going to get a huge homegoing. I'm telling you, it's going to be a huge homegoing. Okay. Now on to the Big Bang Theory. It is finally ending after 12 seasons. Now, I used to like the show, but after like season 7, I was like kind of losing interest a little bit. So, after 12 years, you're bound to just run out of material. The same way with Friends. They were 10 seasons in, and they're just like, okay, they're done. And, kind of the cast is a little salty about it, especially Kaylee Cuoco. She was just really upset by it. And apparently, the rumors are saying that Jim Parsons wanted to leave the show. And, I kind of understand that because, when you're working on something for so long, for 12 years, especially like that, for one, your schedule is like limited for doing other projects, and two, you kind of get tired of doing the same thing over and over again. So I get where he would come from wanting to leave the show, and he's played such a part in it. Oh, hang on, my battery's low. Let me get my charger really quick. Let me put this on pause. Okay guys, my battery died for a little bit. I had to recharge it, and now we are back. On Aretha, the last thing I forgot is that she did not leave a will. So all of her assets will be divided between her 4 children. She's worth about a little over $80 million. So that will basically be a long process. So hopefully there's no fighting within the family about money. Honestly, I know from personal experience it can get really crazy. With a will, it would have enacted things faster, but not having a will would just slow the process. Basically, I've heard the stuff that one son is disabled and that he's going to need more care than the other ones. So I don't know how that situation is going to be. We saw what happened with Prince's family, so hopefully they can work that stuff out. Now to this story about Asia Argento. If you don't know her name, she's one of the people who came out as a victim of Harvey Weinstein, and she's one of the 80 or so women that has been, the face of the Time's Up movement and Me Too movement. Well, now it came up this week that she actually paid off a 22-year-old man who she had a relationship with and who she had slept with when he was only 17. This was in California. The legal age of consent is 18. So basically this story comes out, the guy comes forward, she comes out and denies it. Not only that, but also it was leaked photos of them together in bed, them being topless from like this waist up, and also text messages between her and a friend basically stating that her boyfriend at the time, the late Anthony Bourdain, had told her to pay off the dude with $380,000. So this all happened back in 2013. It's 2018 now. He has come forward and stated that he was scared to come out with this story because the stigma with men and with assault, which is true, sadly. And, just shows that, a person can be a victim and an abuser. And this will be, something that will probably go to court because at the time he was 18 and the statute of limitations is not up. So we could see, a shakeup in the Me Too movement. All right, on to a lighter note. Tekashi 6ix9ine versus Ludacris. I don't know how. I don't know why this is even happening right now. So Tekashi 6ix9ine caught a clip of Luda basically on Wild 'N Out. It's supposed to air tonight. Basically, this guy who was dressed as a fake Tekashi 6ix9ine, he made a joke. Luda made a joke. Basically, I'm not going to spoil it. I'm going to let y'all watch the clip on MTV. I'll probably link it down below. But basically, Tekashi 6ix9ine went completely off on Instagram. He made like 2 videos. One basically calling him out, telling him to suck his cock-a-doodle-doo. and then another one basically dogging him on in a video. Luda's a 4-year-old man. He ain't got time to mess with Tekashi. So he just posted a photo saying not confirmed for his Luda Day weekend. I'm just like, bruh. This is why I love Ludacris. And Tekashi 6ix9ine really think that he's gonna try and jump on Ludacris. Listen, Luda's from Atlanta. Ludacris is like the unofficial mayor of Atlanta. You're gonna have the city backing him up. You're gonna have Atlanta royalty backing him up. You got T.I., Jermaine Dupri, The Brat, Gucci Mane. Like, honestly, what made you think that you can actually run up on Ludacris? That's just crazy for me to even hear. Alright, also coming up, the sequels. So many sequels have been confirmed. They just confirmed a sequel for Crazy Rich Asians. I'm going to be reviewing that today. I'm actually going to the movies after to actually go watch it after class. I know I'm a week late, but hey, your girl's got itch to do. Also, Girls Trips 2 is happening. A relief. I'm so excited. Honestly, everybody, it's one of those like things where like everybody wants to be in that movie, and I would love to be in that movie, but hey, what you gonna do? Also, Netflix is gonna be adding on new stuff, including Black Panther, September 4th. So be on the lookout the day after Labor Day on Tuesday for Black Panther to come up on your Netflix subscription. And lastly, I saved the heavy thing for last. Nicki Minaj. Now, y'all already heard what's been going down this week. This week has been a mess. I'm gonna go over everything in detail. I'll go over the most recent things with her tour. So basically, to run through everything that has been Nicki all week. Sunday, she was calling out Travis Scott for basically taking her number one spot on Billboard, saying Kylie basically amped him up to get higher album sales. Basically, he beat her by like 30K. She sold 185,000. He sold 205,000 in his second week. So those are just pretty standard numbers. Then Monday, the VMAs happened. Then she just does a whole performance. But then the day after, on her radio show, she calls him out. She calls Kylie out. She calls Spotify out. Then what happened on Wednesday? Wednesday night, it was released that she was going to be canceling her tour. No, not canceling, postponing the North American leg of her tour, and that Future's not going to be in this one. She's going to be on the Europe one. The North American tour is going to be starting May 2019. I got to sneeze. Thank God. Okay, we're good. So, basically, the whole thing with the tour is just really, really just like a whole lot of stuff. Basically, what Nicki stated is that she needs more time to rehearse because she pushed back the album. Which I find it hard to believe because you announced the album pushed back in May when it was supposed to come out in June. You're telling me you did not have enough time to put in rehearsals within 3 months? Because it's more than sure that you had over 75% of the album done and you just had 25% to work on it. So how did you not find time to rehearse? I find it very hard to believe. Now, a source from Live Nation basically leaked out that concert sales were not as great. Concert sales were not great in any of the major cities. Those tickets are still up. You can actually see it on Ticketmaster and StubHub. Basically, she was selling less than 5,000 tickets per area, per city, and these are at stadiums and arenas that fit a capacity of 20 to 30,000 people. Like, she was supposed to have hers in Phillips, and that's like the 20,000 capacity. She was only selling about like probably not 1,200. The last time I checked, it was around like 22 to 2,700. So that's basically the bottom floor of Phillips. There's still that top huge section. If you're in Atlanta, you know Phillips Arena. You know how that whole like setup is. Like, honestly, it's not a surprise that ticket sales are low with everything that's going on. But also the fact that tickets are expensive. People can't afford them. I mean, honestly, Jay-Z and Beyonce, they couldn't even sell out their show. Even with the added, like dates, like, even with the album dropping, like, on the third day of the European tour for the US, they still couldn't sell out. Let me look it up here. because I actually opened it. Ticketmaster. Basically, if you've ever been on Ticketmaster, it's been like, if it's blue, that means show seats available, and just gray, it's like unavailable. Basically, the main part where the Bayhive section is, and like the, special like extra section is, where people put like $1,000 on their tickets, that's sold out. So many seats are open in like the second section and third section of Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Like, they just built the stadium and opened it last December, and there's just so much blue. If you know Ticketmaster, blue means available. So much blue on there. So it shouldn't be a surprise that not all artists are going to sell out their shows. So Nicki, she's saying that, all it's a lie, it's fake news, but according to the Barbs, basically, when she added Tekashi 69 on the tour, they basically kind of protested, saying that we aren't going to buy tickets to the show because you're going to have Tekashi 69. If you don't know Tekashi 69, he's the rainbow rapper who's basically getting charged with child assault. And, she was fighting hard for him to get on the VMAs. I'm just like, Nicki, you really think MTV's going to co-sign on this? No. Just no. And, I can make a whole separate video on the update on Nicki stuff, but I'm not going to, because this is just week 2 and her promo. This has been a rough summer for Nicki. I honestly don't know what's going on. She needs to go to therapy and just take another hiatus, because this is just too much mess for all this to go down. Like, honestly, man, and Ariana Grande, she did like a little troll like kind of thing when at a listening party, just trolling the whole Travis beef. I'm just like, girl, sit down, okay? Not the Barbs, sit down. We don't know if yours is gonna be number 1. They may come at you like Nicki did. We already know Sweetener's gonna be number 1. Travis Scott's gonna be number 2. Nicki Minaj, we don't know if she's gonna be at that number 3 spot. Honestly, like, her album could be a number from 3 to 5. I won't be surprised if it's going to number 3. I really won't be surprised if it goes like to number 4 or 5 under Drake. So, yeah. This whole Nicki mess is just insane. Anyway, that's my little daily tea for you guys this week. Honestly, I'm trying to get back into the whole system. I have so much adjusting to do. I have my class in about half an hour, so I'm going to head out. If you want to subscribe to the channel, hit the button right there. If you want to see new videos, hit the notification bell. It's your girl, peace out, my love, and have a great week.